So most people think that getting ourselves to be successful is something that comes with time and experience, and it does. But there's one very good little tip and secret that will get you fast track to success a lot quicker. Let's talk about it right now. Okay, so the title itself in this podcast is a little bit cryptic because obviously it's a bit of a double entendre type scenario. The best way to learn to be successful. Well, the way we need to be successful is many secrets and tips, and you know what? Everyone could give a long list of the thing that made them most successful, or the top 10 reasons, or the first 5 things you need to do. All right, there's that many lists, takeaways, checklists. Every man and his dog has them, right? So there's no rights and wrongs, but there's one thing about being successful that we all need to learn, and that is the ability to learn itself. Now that might be having a few people sit there and go, what are you talking about? Well, kind of simply, think about it this way. The last time you did a big professional development course, face-to-face, for instance, maybe it was like a full 2 days pre-COVID, right? And whenever I think about these things, I think about when I did my clinical Pilates training 12, 15 years ago now, and you do the level 1 and level 2 together. And you do it with Craig Phillips and Dance Medicine Australia, and Craig would take you through a big, heavy day, all day on the Thursday, and then all day on the Friday, and it'd be like 9 till 5, or maybe even 8:30 till 5:30, or something even, long days, hard days. Now, Craig's amazing. The content is fantastic. Loved every minute of it. Learned an absolute bomb, right? But level 1 took 2 days, Thursday and Friday. But then you'd also do level 2, which was all day Saturday and all day Sunday. And so what would actually happen is you spend a huge amount of time, a huge amount of money, and you invest your time and energy into like 4 full days back to back. By the time you walk out on Sunday afternoon, you're absolutely spent. You have nothing left. You're completely drained. But putting all of that aside, the biggest thing and the biggest challenge with that is that you're actually physically and emotionally drained, and you are in massive amounts of overwhelm. And so the challenge is that we actually positioned ourselves in the best possible light to be able to learn, to be able to take that knowledge and experience and apply it in the best way possible. And that becomes the challenge, and that's exactly what I'm talking about in the heading of being able to learn, the best way to learn to be successful. Because simply put, the best way for you to learn how to be successful is to understand patience, to understand it does take time, but it takes time in small snippets, right? A drip feed type effect over many months and many years. Now, we all would like to think that we can become experts in 3 months, or we could sign up to a 12-month course and be a guru at blah, 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 right? But it doesn't happen like that. The fact is, most of the time, we go and learn something new, some type of new skill acquisition, some type of professional development course. We end up spending too long trying to learn too much in the one sitting. Just like the example I gave you of me doing clinical Pilates level 1 and 2 in 4 days 15 years ago, massive amounts of overwhelm. And it takes you literally months and months and months to be able to then refine that skill, but not having the ability to be able to touch base with people, work with people, go backwards and forwards, check things, clinically reason, etc., means that there are no doubt a lot of learnings that are missed or are potentially taken in the wrong paradigm. And so a lot of the power and strength by learning with one big chunk in a short period of time is actually therefore either lost or not made the most of, and potentially misguided as well. So the real secret here, And the real lesson we need to learn about how to learn itself is to be able to do this over a period of time, but in small snippets. So think about your average day and average week right now. Do you actually have a learning plan in place that enables you to learn and grow every single day, every single week? Is it just a matter of you raising your hand to that question going, yes, Jason, I do, but is it actually fundamentally in place, structured and accountable for delivery? Or is it just, I read a book when I get a chance to? Or someone tells me to listen to this podcast, so I listen to this podcast once every month. Or someone told me that this is the best 5-step process, so here I'm now reading through the following lead magnet, basically, right? It's good that those things get done. But if we're not actually putting a learning plan in place on how to learn, then fundamentally we're setting ourselves up for not failure, but not the level of success and benefit that we definitely could be getting. So I challenge you right now to have a look at your ideal week, your default diary. And what do we actually have structured on your diary each week, and preferably each day, that enables you to just get a little snippet of value and information and learning that you can learn, run with, expose, learn from, develop, implement, however you want to look at it or utilize that newfound knowledge. But how do you look to do that in a structured and streamlined way each and every day in those small snippets? Now, the Australian Dental Association about 12 to 18 months ago started implementing, we know this because one of my other companies are actually doing all the build outs on this, but are actually looking at how they can actually implement continuous education for dentistry industry here in Australia in regards to, rather than doing a full 2 or 3 day course on something new, how do they look to implement that in bite-sized snippets of literally 6 to 10 minute lessons? Now, when you think about it, my podcasts alone are 10 minutes. Why? Because our attention span is around that. It's a bite-sized piece where you can get the information, get the knowledge, you can implement, and you can move forward. There's no use doing a podcast of 1 hour in length these days because no one sits down and listens to it all in one hit. Or if they do, they're trying to take hopefully so many gold nuggets that it becomes overwhelmed, and a confused mind does nothing. So if you're trying to educate people and you're trying to empower people and you're trying to actually pass out knowledge with your own clients, then you're better off doing it in small snippets over a period of time. You're not trying to sit down through a 1 hour consult and give them everything. I still know of a dietitian that only about 6 months ago was doing 1 hour consults and was sitting down and trying to pass out all the information about macronutrients and micronutrients and blah, 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 blah. No disrespect at all. But if we have a stop and think about how that goes down for a client's left sitting there consuming a massive amount of information. It's like trying to drink from a fire hose, right? It's just like boom, all the water's hitting everywhere. You're not going to be able to get a drink, and you're probably going to end up drowning and feeling worse for it. And the same in that situation. If you try and give a client way too much information in any session, then they're actually not going to implement anywhere near as much as if you gave them a lot less, but help them implement and learn from that. So it works for us as clinicians with our clients. It works for us in our own development pathways. So stop and have a think about how you can learn in the best possible way through those small snippets each and every day, through that drip feed effect each and every day. Have you actually got it on your diary to, maybe it's as simple as, one of the most successful things I do with clients is, in this situation, we might get them to actually put time on their diary to read 10 pages of a book a day. You might go, well, it's ridiculous, right? But do you know how powerful it is to read 10 pages of a really good book that you're needing to learn from at that period of time? You get 10 pages done in like 10 minutes, write a few notes or think about the application of how you do that, and you've literally spent 12 to 14 minutes of massively powerful time each and every day. Now, if you do 10 pages of a good, say, business book, and the business book is only 150 or 200 pages, it means you're literally going to get through that every 2/3 of a month. That's at least 12 books you could read in the next 12 months and get massive amounts of value from that. So how many books have you read in the last 12 months? And for the vast majority of people, it's nowhere near 12. For a lot of people, it's nowhere near 3 or 4. So think about this. The best way to learn is in small snippets over a period of time, drip fed out. And so if you know that that's the best way for us to be able to learn, then we need to be able to now implement that each and every day. So let's go and grab your diary. Let's make sure you've got time set on your diary. Some people it's a morning, some people it's night, some people it's audiobooks, not reading, the tangible book itself. Some people it's more about watching educational videos on YouTube. Other people it has to be, audio. It doesn't really matter at the end of the day. Work out what's best for you and how you're going to best be able to learn. And make sure it's on your diary so that you're actually getting those small snippets of information each and every day. It's easy, it's quick, it's structured. You just need to be accountable for delivering it. And the most important thing for any business owner is to have self-discipline of a business owner. It's one of the 7 habits of highly effective health business owners from my Amazon best-selling book back in 2015, a long time ago. First one is self-discipline of a business owner, because that is very easy to do, but everything that's very easy to do is also very easy not to do. So have a think about that. When was the last time we had something structured that was simple, that was quick, that was easy, but super powerful for us to build and develop on each and every day? It's not in place now, but it needs to be. Let's go and make it happen. Spend the next 2 minutes, get it on the diary, make it happen, get those things moving forward, and you watch how well you start to learn and be more successful over a period of time. I'll talk to you again very soon. Hey guys, thank you very much for listening to another episode of the Profitable Practice Podcast. I would love nothing more than for you to be able to leave a review. I get so much joy out of listening and reading the amazing things that you guys say about this. So please subscribe to our channel, leave a review, and share it with your friends. Let's get some more fantastic information out there so all of us can grow the industry together. Cheers for now.